Greetings everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I appreciate your presence today. Before we delve into our insightful discussion, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you will stay informed about the latest developments in the realm of artificial intelligence, ensuring that you remain at the forefront of this rapidly evolving field. Today, we will embark on an in-depth analysis of China's latest advancements in artificial intelligence, which have undeniably positioned the country as a global leader in this domain. This breakthrough not only showcases remarkable technological progress, but also has significant implications for the future of AI. To begin with, let's unpack the specific breakthroughs that China has achieved. Recent advancements in machine learning, natural language processing, and robotics have enhanced operational efficiencies across various sectors, including healthcare, finance, and transportation. This leap in capability raises critical questions about its impact on the global competitive landscape. As we explore these developments, it is essential to consider the global ramifications. How will these innovations affect the dynamics of power within the AI sector? We will analyze strategic responses from leading tech companies in the West and examine their approaches to maintain competitiveness in light of China's advancements. I invite you to engage in this discussion by sharing your insights and questions in the comments section below. Your feedback is invaluable as we navigate these complex issues together. Now, let us begin our exploration of China's groundbreaking achievements in artificial intelligence. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey into the future of technology. And don't forget to subscribe for future updates.
Sometimes, the world changes so fast, it's almost like, whoa, are we in a movie or something?
Yeah.
Remember that, what was it, $1 trillion drop the U.S. stock market took a few weeks back?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it wasn't like, some war or a financial meltdown. No. It was, get this, the launch of an AI from China. DeepSeek R1.
It's
crazy,
right? It's pretty wild.
So today, we are diving deep into this AI earthquake. We're going to figure out what makes this DeepSeek R1 so different, how this company, they seem to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
How they just leapfrog these giants, Google, OpenAI, and what it all means for, all of us.
Yeah, it's definitely been a wake-up call for the whole tech world, right? People are comparing it to the Sputnik moment, that feeling that, oh, wow, the game's changed, somebody else is pulling ahead.
And it really did seem to come out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
It felt like, just a few months ago, it was U.S. companies running away with the whole AI trophy, and then bam, DeepSeek R1 drops, and suddenly everything's up for grabs.
Exactly, yeah. I think one of the most disruptive things about DeepSeek R1 is that it's free.
Oh, wow.
And open source, that's a huge contrast to what we're used to, right? Those paid models from, OpenAI and others.
Yeah, free is a pretty strong argument, especially when the AI is as powerful as everyone's saying it is.
Right. And that's the other thing. Not only is it free, but it's incredibly efficient. Reports are suggesting it cost them less than 3% of what it took to build ChatGPT.
Seriously.
And they developed it so fast, just 2 months, on a budget under $5.6 million.
Hold on. How is that even possible? These big tech companies have been pouring billions into AI for years.
Yeah, well, that's where the ingenuity comes in, right? DeepSeek, they used a couple of really, really clever strategies. One is called mixture of experts, and the other is called distillation.
Okay, break those down for me. I'm all ears.
Okay, so imagine a university, right?
Okay.
You got all these different departments, all specialized in different fields.
Right.
DeepSeek R1, it kind of works the same way. So instead of having this one massive AI that's trying to do everything, it's divided up into specialized sections, like experts in a specific field.
Right.
So if you ask it to solve a crazy equation, it only activates the what you might call the math department, right?
Makes sense.
And that saves a ton of computing power.
So it's more like a team of specialists kind of tackling a problem from different angles, as opposed to one giant brain trying to do it all.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And then there's distillation. So with distillation, what they do is they use a much larger, more powerful AI to train a smaller, more specialized one. Think of it like a master chef teaching their best recipes to a really promising apprentice.
Okay.
Right. So the apprentice can then make those same dishes without needing this massive kitchen and years of experience.
So they're basically like squeezing the knowledge from these big, complex AIs into smaller, more efficient packages.
Exactly.
That's pretty clever.
It is, and that's how they're able to offer this free, powerful AI without, those crazy infrastructure costs.
There's another thing that I think really sets DeepSeek apart. It's their what they call chain of thought reasoning.
Yeah.
It seems like they're playing by a totally different set of rules.
Absolutely. So, unlike companies like OpenAI that keep their whole process secret, DeepSeek actually shows its work. It's step-by-step reasoning.
Right.
They show their work. It's like, in math class, when you had to show all your calculations, you couldn't just write down the answer.
Yeah.
You had to show how you got there.
So they're putting a premium on transparency instead of secrecy.
Right.
That's got to be really appealing to a lot of researchers and developers who actually want to understand, how these systems work.
Oh, definitely. It's been huge in the research community. And speaking of the people behind it all, we got to talk about the founder of DeepSeek, Liang Wenfeng.
Yeah.
His background is, well, let's just say, a little unconventional.
Yeah, he's not your, typical Silicon Valley tech bro, right?
Right.
Liang comes from the world of finance.
Yeah, he co-founded this super successful hedge fund, High Flyer, I think it was called.
And they were using AI to predict, market trends.
Exactly. And apparently he was incredibly good at it. I mean, we're talking billions of dollars in assets under management.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it seems like, just playing the market wasn't enough for him.
Yeah.
His ambition, from what I've read, is to create, human-level AI.
Yeah, that's a big goal.
So back in 2021, he starts, stockpiling all these NVIDIA GPUs, those specialized chips they use for AI.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like he had a crystal ball, he knew exactly what was coming down the line.
And this was right before the U.S. started putting those restrictions on exporting chips to China.
Talk about timing. It seems like he saw the writing on the wall, stocked up before, the store slammed shut.
Right. And then soon after, he spins off this AI side project into a separate company, DeepSeek. And now, well, here we are.
Okay, let me get this straight. DeepSeek has this super efficient and powerful AI. They're being transparent about how it works. And their founder is this financial whiz with a vision straight out of science fiction.
Pretty much, yeah.
No wonder the market freaked out.
Yeah, the impact was immediate and massive. The U.S. stock market, it just nosedived, lost over $1 trillion in value.
That must have sent shockwaves through the whole industry.
Oh, absolutely. Just imagine being an investor in a U.S. AI company at that moment. It must have been terrifying. DeepSeek's free and open source model, it just completely changed the rules of the game.
I read that OpenAI even started offering their GPT 3.0 mini model for free?
Yeah.
Just to try and compete.
They had to do something, right? Even those Chinese tech giants like ByteDance, Alibaba, and Tencent, they all felt the heat. They've been forced to slash prices to even try to keep up. It's like a full-blown price war erupted overnight.
This feels like the start of a whole new kind of arms race,
Yeah.
Not about weapons, but about who controls the future of AI.
Yeah, I think you could say that. It's interesting when you look back at history, you see similar patterns, right? The Cold War, that race to build the first computer, even the development of the jet aircraft during World War II competition, it can be a really powerful driver of innovation. But, it also raises some really important questions.
How do we make sure this tech is used responsibly?
Exactly.
What about data privacy, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, DeepSeek, they collect user data, just like OpenAI does, but all that data, it ends up on servers in China. So it's it presents users with this tricky dilemma. Do you prioritize convenience and access to this powerful AI, or do you go with, the security and privacy of your data?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it really is. Kind of like picking between, I don't know, two, let's just say different approaches to data management.
Yeah, for sure. There are definitely trade-offs to consider, but there is a potential silver lining with DeepSeek.
Okay.
Unlike some other AI models, you can actually run it locally
Oh, really?
Yeah, like on your own computer.
So you don't even need an internet connection.
You don't.
So if you're like super serious about privacy, you could like just use it offline, keep all your data completely to yourself.
Yeah.
No data flying across borders.
Yeah.
No worries about, who might be looking at it.
Exactly. And we've even seen like some pretty tech-savvy folks on YouTube, like Some Ordinary Gamers, I think is his name.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Showing how they're using DeepSeek locally.
Yeah.
Doing things like generating code and all without sending any data back to DeepSeek's servers.
That's impressive. It seems like they're really like giving users a lot of control. It kind of makes you wonder though, what's the bigger plan here?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not just in it for the money, what is DeepSeek's like ultimate goal?
Well, if you look at like what Liang Wenfeng has been saying, it doesn't seem like his ambitions stop at like just market dominance,
Yeah.
He talks about advancing, the technological frontier, creating a whole new AI ecosystem.
Right.
It's big thinking.
It's like he's trying to spark like a revolution, not just in technology, but in like how we think about AI and its role in society.
Yeah, and by releasing DeepSeek R1 as a free and open source platform, it's like he's inviting, well, the whole world to join in, right?
It's a bold move for sure. But what does this all mean for the future of AI?
Yeah.
Like, are we on this like inevitable road to this utopia where AI solves all our problems? Or is there like a darker side to all this rapid progress?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think the truth is there are both incredible opportunities and, potential pitfalls, things we need to be very cautious about. So on the one hand, AI has the potential to revolutionize so many aspects of our lives. Like take fields like, medicine, material science, even fundamental research like, math and physics.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine AI helping doctors to diagnose diseases like much earlier.
Right.
Or design new life-saving drugs.
Yeah. Or even develop like brand new materials with like crazy properties we haven't even dreamt of yet.
Exactly. The possibilities they're pretty mind-blowing. And it goes beyond, just the big scientific breakthroughs. I mean, AI could make so many everyday products and services way cheaper.
Right.
Way more efficient.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have a huge positive impact on literally billions of people around the world.
But there's got to be like a flip side to that, right? What about the potential for misuse?
Right.
Like, could AI fall into the wrong hands?
Of course.
Be used for, bad things?
I mean, that is a valid concern. As AI becomes more and more powerful, it's absolutely critical that we're really careful about how to prevent it from being used for bad things. Like developing autonomous weapons, right? Or spreading misinformation on a massive scale. I mean, those are very real risks that we just can't ignore.
And what about the impact on jobs? I mean, I feel like everybody's kind of like a little anxious about AI, automating millions of jobs, leading to unemployment, maybe even social unrest.
Right.
How do we even like prepare for that?
Yeah, it's definitely a complex issue. I mean, it's probably inevitable that some jobs will be displaced as certain tasks become automated, right? But other jobs will be transformed. New jobs will emerge. I think the key is that we have to start preparing like now.
Yeah.
Thinking about retraining programs, education initiatives, policies that support workers, through these big transitions.
It sounds like we need to start having some serious conversations, some deep dives, you can say, about the ethical implications of AI.
Absolutely.
Not just like the potential risks, but also how to like guarantee that it benefits all of humanity, not just, a select few.
That's right. I mean, this is not just a technological challenge.
Yeah.
This is a societal challenge. AI is going to touch like literally every aspect of our lives. So we need to think really carefully about how it will impact our communities, our values, even our sense of like what it means to be human.
Wow. It does feel like we're at like the very beginning of like a brand new era. I mean, AI is no longer this like futuristic concept.
Right.
It's here. It's a force that's shaping the world like right now in real time.
And I think DeepSeek's emergence has really accelerated that shift. It's thrown out the old rule book. It's forcing everyone to adapt.
It's a wake-up call, not just for like the U.S., but for the whole world. China coming onto the scene as like a major player in the AI landscape. Yeah. That just changes the whole dynamic.
Right.
We're not just talking about like technological progress. We're talking about like shifting global power dynamics.
Yeah, for sure. Things are definitely getting more complex, more competitive. Those old assumptions about, who leads in technology, well, they're being challenged. And that can lead to some uncertainty, even some tension.
Yeah. It is kind of mind-blowing how quickly things have changed, right? I mean, just a few years ago, this idea of a Chinese company releasing a free open source AI that could rival the best stuff coming out of, Silicon Valley, that just seemed unthinkable.
Right.
And yet, here we are.
Here we are.
It makes you wonder what other, surprises might be just around the corner.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. AI is evolving at this breakneck pace, and we're really just, we're just scratching the surface of what might be possible.
Yeah, it can be a little, I don't know, a little overwhelming, to be honest. So what do you think this all means for, the average person listening to this, right? How should they be, wrapping their heads around this whole AI revolution?
I think the biggest takeaway is that, AI is no longer just this niche topic just for tech enthusiasts or academics.
Yep.
It's going to impact everyone's lives in really profound ways, whether we're ready or not.
It's like we're all kind of passengers on this spaceship just hurtling towards this unknown destination.
That's a pretty good analogy. And, while we might not know exactly where we're headed, we can still have a say in how we get there.
So what can we do? How do we make sure this journey leads us somewhere good?
I think it starts with being informed, asking questions.
Right.
Engaging in these really crucial conversations about the future we want to build, with this technology.
DeepSeek is definitely shaking things up,
Oh, yeah.
It's forced everybody to step up their game. Do you think this new competition will accelerate the pace of innovation even further?
Oh, absolutely. I think we could see some incredible breakthroughs in the next few years.
It's exciting, but it's also kind of whoa, a little scary, right? What direction are these breakthroughs going to take us in?
Yeah.
And are we even ready for the changes they're gonna bring?
I think that's really the key point, isn't it?
Yeah.
This isn't just about faster processing or fancier algorithms. It's about how we, as a society, how we choose to use this power.
Yeah, and DeepSeek's story, it kind of highlights that, right?
Yeah.
It challenges this whole idea that, innovation just comes from certain places like Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that the landscape's changing and we got to be open to new ideas, new players coming onto the field.
Absolutely. I mean, for a long time, there's been this concentration of tech development in just a handful of places. And DeepSeek's success, it shows that other countries, especially China, they're investing heavily in AI. Yeah. They're more than capable of making major contributions to the field.
It's the whole global center of gravity for technology.
Yeah.
It's shifting.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of adjusting to this new reality.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing though. I mean, competition can be a really a powerful driver of progress, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that throughout history.
Exactly, yeah. It pushes everyone to be better, to innovate faster, and I think ultimately that leads to breakthroughs that benefit everyone.
But it also raises the stakes, right?
Yeah.
How do we manage this competition in a way that avoids, conflict,
right?
And make sure that AI is actually used for good reasons?
That's a question that keeps a lot of people up at night. It's a tough one. It requires a really careful balance. We need to, encourage healthy competition that drives innovation, but we also need international cooperation,
right,
to establish ethical guidelines and, some safeguards to prevent misuse.
It's a tall order. It really is.
Yeah.
It feels like we're at this pivotal moment, a crossroads. The decisions that we're making today, they're going to have a ripple effect for years to come.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're not just passively observing how AI evolves, right? We're actively shaping it.
Right.
Our choices, our investments, our policies, they all determine what that future looks like.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Right.
And to be honest, it's a little overwhelming at times.
It's understandable. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But it's also an incredibly exciting time to be alive.
Oh, for sure.
We have this incredible opportunity to be part of something truly transformative, something that could completely reshape the world in really profound ways.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway that you would want to leave our listeners with?
I think more than anything that the future of AI, it's not set in stone. It's not inevitable, you know?
Right.
We have a say. It's a future that we are all creating together, like right now, through the choices that we make, the actions that we take.
Yeah, that's a powerful thought. Kind of reminds me of that quote, the best way to predict the future is to create it.
Exactly. You know, we're not just passengers on this journey. We're the navigators.
I like that.
And I think DeepSeek's emergence is like a really stark reminder that the map is constantly being redrawn. You know, things are changing all the time.
Yeah. So to our listeners out there, DeepSeek has thrown down the gauntlet. What breakthroughs will we see in the next few years? And are we ready for the changes that AI is going to bring? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.